In this video I'm going to show you how to do a corner to corner technique. So I start off with our yarn and we do our slip knot as normal. I'm just using a DK weight yarn, a double knit with a 4mm hook. We're going to start off with a chain of 6. So it's yarn over and through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And this is going to consist of lots of trebles. So we're going to start with the 4th chain from the hook. So hopefully you can see my 6 there if I place that down. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's a slip knot. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, and we're going to work in this 4th one here. So if I just pop my hook back in, and it's yarn over, and 1, 2, 3 into that 4th one, like so. You've got 3 on the hook, yarn over through the 1st, yarn over through 2, and then yarn over through 2 again. So that's your treble stitch. So we should have 2 chains left, so we're going to do yarn over and in to the next one, which is there. Yarn over through 2, yarn over and in to the last chain, which is there. It's yarn over and through, yarn over through 2 and through 2. Now it might not look like a lot at the moment, but that is actually your first block and this is your corner. So we're going to work on from this. So we're now going to do, we're going to turn and we're going to do another chain of 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, so we've turned it so this is facing the wrong way, but we've got our chain of 6. We're going to do a treble in the 1, 2, 3, 4th chain, which is there. So we're doing the same thing, but it's still attached now. So this is your second block. So we're now doing another treble into this next chain. And another treble into this chain here. And so it might be looking a little bit odd, but that's exactly what we're wanting at the moment. So now on this first block, because you've turned it, you should have your 3 trebles here. 1, 2, 3, and then at the end is the rest of that chain that you did, because we did a chain of 6 and we missed out the first 3, and that first 3 is there. So I want you to look for that first 3, and if you gently ease it like this, so you've got your treble stitch here, and here's your chain, there is a gap in between them, and I want you to go into that gap. So it's not into a stitch, it's in between the chain and that treble. You're going to go into there and you're going to do a slip stitch. So it's yarn over through that part and the one on your hook. And what's that's done is actually attach your 2 blocks together, but at opposite angles to each other. So this one's going this direction and this one's going this way. Now we need to do another block up here. So to do that, we're going to now do a chain of 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to work 3 trebles all into that same place that we did that slip stitch to, which is here. So it's yarn over and into that gap. So again, lifting up below the chain before the treble into that gap. And we're going to do 3 trebles. That's 1. That's the first one. Yarn over, back into that same place. That's 2. And a 3rd one, back into that same place. So now if I pop that down, you should hopefully be able to see you've got your first block there, and then you've got blocks 2 and 3 here. So we're starting to work out, and now we're going to work back across this way. So you're working diagonally each time. So I'll do a couple more rows with you. So at the end of every row you'll need a chain of 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will have got to see your works facing this way. But we're now going to do your trebles into the 4th, 5th and 6th of those chains. So it's yarn over, 1, 2, 3, into that 4th one. And we're doing the treble. Yarn over into the next one for a treble. Yarn over and into the last one there for a treble. Now this was the bit from before, so that's now facing the opposite direction to this previous block here. But on this previous block again, you've got your 3 trebles. It's the back of them, so they look a bit strange. But there's your chain and there's the gap between the treble and the chain. And that gap is where I'm going for the slip stitch. Like so. And now we're going to do that chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we treble into that gap, and we're doing 3 trebles all in that same gap. And there we go. And now we're onto this block up here. Again, look for the end bit, which is there, and into there for a slip stitch. So yarn over and through. We need to do another block on here, so chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're doing 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. So now it's looking a little bit like this. So hopefully you can see from here, we've got the first block. There's the 2 that we did. And now we've just done 1, 2, 3 more blocks. So we're going to work on this next row. So I'll do another row with you to show, just to keep repeating this, because it's the same every time. So at the end of the row, you'll do a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you work into that chain for your 3 trebles, so the 4th one down. 1, 2, 3. And now for the rest of that row, we do the same thing all the way along. We slip stitch into the gap there on each one of these ones. It'll be a slip stitch into there, followed by 3 chains and 3 trebles. So into here, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3 chains, and then 1, 2, and 3 trebles. We're now going to go to this next one, and it's a slip stitch, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, oops, 3 trebles. The next one up, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3 chains, and 1, 2, 3 trebles. So it doesn't matter how big your work gets, you will always do this same principle. And so you just keep going. So if you've got a finite amount of wool, so say you've got 2 balls of the same wool, but you can't get any more, you use 1 ball and go as big as you can go, going from this side, and then we'll do the decrease going the opposite direction. So if I'm going to show you on this how to do a decrease round. So once you've got it as big as you want, so if you imagine this really big blanket or whatever it is that you'd like to make, you can do bigger squares, small squares, any size you want. You stop when you're ready. I've got a project at the moment where I'm doing half of the ball, and then I'll do the other half to shrink it. So this is where my half of my ball is, for instance. And now we're going to start doing the decrease section. So the decreasing is quite straightforward. At the end Instead of doing your 6 chains, we're now going to do 1 and turn. And now you've got 1, 2, 3 trebles and that chain. So in each of those trebles, I want you to do a slip stitch. So you're going to go into the top of it, yarn over, through, and through, into the top of the next one, yarn over, through, and through. Then into the third one, like so. And now we're going to go using that gap again like we did before, 1 more slip stitch into there. And then this time you're going to do what we've done previously and do your chain of 3. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to carry on with the pattern from before. So you're going into your space for 3 trebles. So the only bit that's changed is this bit here. We didn't create another block. We actually just slip stitched straight down this one, so as to not increase it this time. So we're doing the 3 trebles, looking for the gap and doing the slip stitch, and 1, 2, 3 chains, going in the gap for the 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3, into the gap again up here, slip stitch, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, 3 trebles, 1, 2, and 3. And then here we're going to slip stitch into there, but we don't want to create another block this time, so you can stop at that slip stitch. You're going to do a chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to slip stitch back across these ones. So it's into the top of those 3, doing a slip stitch, and into that bit between the chain and the stitch, slip stitch like so. And you see now that we've made this end come over here and this one here, and we're going to do that again now to close this next bit. So we're going to do a chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3, up there for the slip stitch, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3, looking for that bit to do your slip stitch, chain 1 to turn it, and across here for your 3 slip stitches back. So 1, 2, 3, a final one into that gap between the chain and the treble, like so. And then we've got your last block to do, so you can see now how this is becoming a square, and we've just got 1 block left to do to fill that in. So it's your 1, 2, 3, your 3 trebles, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into there. Now you can finish it there, however I'm going to do a chain 1 and then I'm going to do the slip stitches across the top to get it properly into that corner. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And that is your square. So you've done a corner and you've worked through to the opposite corner, and that is how you do a corner to corner crochet. So if you wanted to do it a bit bigger for doing a blanket, you could do lots of squares. You can do lots of different things with this. It's very popular for pictures if you're following a graphgam. So if you've got a chart which has got all your squares marked out, a little bit like a cross-stitch chart or something like that, you can then do one block in each colour to represent your picture, and that's how you'll get these huge blankets with the beautiful pictures on them. It's just about colour changing them, which I can do in another video for those that are interested. But this is the simple technique of corner to corner.